Isabel at this point in the book is freaking popping off, okay? It's so sad. It's so sad if I really think about it. I don't want to cry. Stop. Stop. Hey guys, it's me, Daily, and welcome back to my channel. I'm sicker than a dog, okay? I tried filming this intro last night, and I got so wrapped up in the fact that I'm sick that I completely misspoke. Roll the clip. You guys, I'm sick. And I'm not happy about it. Okay, I'm so devastated right now. And I'm so cold. And, like, sad. Who knew a little baby head cold could knock me out the way it has? I just want to honestly curl up into bed and cocoon myself in my syphilis. I meant chrysalis. I do not have a sexually transmitted disease. I obviously was not mentally, like, thinking straight. It's currently 11:37 at night on November 19th. And today we're gonna start filming part 2 of a series I started over a year ago on this channel. And that will be reading books that make me cry. In part 1 of this series, you saw me reading The Song of Achilles, and if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. It should be in this corner here. In this series, my goal is to accurately select a book to read for the video in hopes that it will make me cry. For this time around, I have selected the book The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This book takes place during World War II in France while the Germans are occupying it, and it's following two sisters, one named Vienna and one named Isabel, as they kind of go on their own paths to survival. And that's all I really know about this book, but this book was published about 10 years ago at this point. It's got all of these awards, and I'm sure there's more from where that came from. I know that this book makes people cry. I'm fully aware of that, and I've known that for such a long time. Even the first page is, like, somehow gut-wrenching. If I've learned anything in this long life of mine, it is this. In love we find out who we want to be. In war we find out who we are. Today's young people want to know everything about everyone. They think talking about a problem will solve it. I come from a quieter generation. We understand the value of forgetting, the lure of reinvention. Lately, though, I find myself thinking about the war and my past, about the people I lost. It makes it sound as if I've misplaced my loved ones. Perhaps I left them where they don't belong and then turned away, too confused to retrace my steps. They are not lost, nor are they in a better place. They are gone. As I approach the end of my years, I know that grief, like regret, settles into our DNA and remains forever a part of us. Yeah, that's literally just the first page. And so this book is obviously going to make me cry, right? 100%. I just know it. Let's cure my sickness with a good book, shall we? Let's get started.
The smoothest stones, sitting with the river's bones, glimmer with the white of passing light in this unknown. And sprouting seeds, pushing through the forest green, making up their way, and day by day they'll turn to trees. Winter falls, just a spring to summer's call. And we do that, we're just human after all. Sun or snow, all the life it seems to know. And all we have is just part of how it goes, how it goes. This I know. Little birds jumping out the nest to learn. You're never gonna fly, but staying high in this unknown. And timid stars waiting for the after hours, painting with the light, showing every night this unknown. Winter falls just as spring to summer's cold.
Hey, we're in my bathroom. Sorry. I think I'm on page like 94 of The Nightingale, and so far it's really, really good. I don't have very many critiques, like if the most tedious little critiques that have been getting on my nerves. But the only critique that I have is that the author continuously talks about how the air smells like sweat. And I understand, okay? I get it. Germans just invaded France, and I understand that this is a very dire situation and it's very scary. So of course that is like the scent that is in the air amongst other smells. But she uses the word sweat as a way to describe the smell so many times that it's kind of bugging me, because it's like there's other words. Body odor, bodily perspiration. I don't even know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying though? Like, I hate being so tedious about it, but it's genuinely getting on my nerves. Other than that though, this book is fantastic so far. I've like not wanted to put it down. Like I'm like, oh, one more chapter, and then I keep reading, you know? So I really do love and appreciate it for that. So far in the book, like I said, it's World War II historical fiction novel. We have two sisters, Vianne and Isabel. Their mother died when they were young, and because of that, their father kind of went into grief mode and stopped being a dad. And so they kind of have lived apart. Vianne and Isabel have lived together for a while, but eventually Isabel moves away, goes to a bunch of different schools, gets kicked out a bunch of different schools because she's not following directions apparently. I was not feeling very sympathetic towards Isabel as a character at all until we kind of got more background of how she feels so unloved and uncared for. And there's certain things that have already happened in the book that only validate that feeling more for her, which is why I originally didn't like her, but after certain things have occurred so far, I feel for her so much more. Now, present day, at the time of the book that I'm in, she's 18 years old and she's ready to fight in this war. She's very stubborn and very motivated to help the war efforts in any way, shape, or form. Vianne, on the other hand, I don't know how old she is, but she does have a daughter named Sophie. She's a teacher, and you can kind of see her. I really like that she's a teacher because you can kind of see her struggles with keeping the kids at bay with this whole war concept. But she is more of a reserved, quiet person. Her husband, I forget his name, I think it's Antoine or something like that, but her husband is actually deployed into the war. But they pulled him into the war and she hasn't talked to him for a while, and so that kind of tugs on your heartstrings too, because she's got this daughter to take care of. Historical fiction really intimidates me for some reason. I think it's because, oh, what if I don't understand? What if I don't get it? What if I'm dumber than a bag of rocks? Anyway, that's where I'm sitting at with The Nightingale as of right now. I'm going to keep reading the book, and I'll update you when I have more to talk about. Was that 5 of them? Which is a good, I like that. Because I want to have liked them, but I also want them to kill. still making my way through The Nightingale. You kind of saw me just now working through annotating a little bit. I've been taking photos of the lines or the pages that I've wanted to remember, because 100% I'm going to be keeping this. It's so good. But I am underlining just a little bit here and there that really sticks out to me. There's so much emotion. I mean, obviously it's a World War II historical fiction, but there's so much more emotion than I was expecting. I've gotten teary-eyed on a couple of occasions, but I haven't cried yet. This is proving to be fantastic so far, and it's so popular for obvious reasons. I don't know why I put this thing off for so dang long. I know I'm not done with the book. I'm exactly 50% of the way through, according to Goodreads, and it's very obvious to me. It was very obvious to me, not even 50 pages in, why this book is so popular and why it is beloved by all, okay? This book is just phenomenal so far. For Vianne's sake, she has a daughter named Sophie, and so she is much more conscious and very thoughtful in her actions, because she knows she has to take care of Sophie, and especially with the winters being really scarce in supplies and food, Vianne has a lot on her plate. No pun intended. Sorry. And then there's Isabel. And Isabel at this point in the book is freaking popping off, okay? She is everywhere, okay? I'm not even gonna say anything more than that, but she is doing everything in her power to make a difference and to really act against the Germans, even though it means that she could very likely be killed or put in prison. While you might look at Isabel in this story and say, wow, she is so brave, what is Vianne doing? Vianne, I think, has just the same amount of bravery. So I think they're both incredibly brave women in their own unique ways. But it's really cool to see them kind of reconnect. Their relationship is very strained at the beginning of the book, and it still is very strained, but it's lovely to see it come together amidst war. Like, there's all of these different connections and relationships not flourishing, but just growing. And then there's also this like subplot of romance in a sense. There's so many times when Vianne is reminiscing on her relationship with Antoine when he's away. Right away in the beginning, page 20, she says, "Remember this," she thought. The way the light caught in his unruly hair, the love in his brown eyes, the chapped lips that had kissed her only an hour ago in the darkness. What are you talking about? Stop, you're hurting me, okay? That is so depressing. Could you just, like, in my mind, I'm like, imagine loving someone so much and spending every day with them since you were like 16 years old, and then having them walk away. And being so uncertain if you're ever going to see them again. Like, can you imagine being in that position? Especially with a daughter. I about let a tear loose here when I read this part. Vianne felt as if she were breaking apart bit by bit, losing blood and bone as she stood here, contemplating something she had studiously avoided thinking about. A life without him. She started to shiver, her teeth chattering. Then we move on and it says, she yanked the sweater over her head and buried her face in the soft wool, trying to smell him in the yarn. His favorite soap. Him. But there was nothing but her own smell. Oh! Could you imagine? Could you imagine that feeling? Trying to find the last bits of someone you love so dearly in the mundane, everyday life, in this case. Wanting to feel their presence, to know their scent, to see them one more time, and then you can't. And you're trying so hard, but you can't find them in anything anymore because they've been gone so long. That's for Vianne. Now, what breaks my heart for Isabel is that she is so, in it. She is so on top of this, and she really wants to make a major difference in fighting against the Germans, even though it's putting her life at risk. I think the point for Isabel, the reason why she is so into this war and against the Germans, is because she wants to make
a noticeable difference. She wants to prove people wrong. Everyone in her life has looked at Isabel and thought, you're a mess up. You can't keep your mouth shut. You got kicked out of I don't even know how many schools. You don't know how to behave correctly. And you're just like a ditz. All you do is flirt with guys. You know, this is what everyone has told her. Even her father. Isabel just feels so left out and so uncared for, so unloved. And there's so many times where she describes this in the book, and it broke my heart for her. Page 77, she says, had she learned nothing in life? People left. She knew that. They especially left her. Isabel, at some point in the book, experiences like her first real heartbreak. Well, a lot of the time she grew up kind of flirting with guys because she's so beautiful with her long blonde hair and all of that stuff she's got going for her. Could you imagine finally understanding what love is and then having it being torn away from you like that? Having someone walk away. That's all I have to talk about at this point. It's currently snowing, like pretty icky out. Like it's really pretty, so it's like perfect reading weather. I don't know how much more I'll read today. I'm hoping I can squeeze in a few more hours of reading tonight. Let's get back to it. I can't do it. Oh my gosh. I can't do that. No. I'm really cold. That's why my nose is red, I think, but I'm trying to read and I have to keep putting the book down because I can't take it, because it's so sad and there's so many awful things going on. I have less than 100 pages left of this book. I can't take it. I can't do it. I have to keep putting the book down or closing it and taking a pause or stepping away because it's too much for me to handle. I don't know if it's because this book in particular is like nearly 500 pages long, or what it is about it specifically that makes this so, like, I think it's just the fact that I've been getting to know this family and their dynamic and their strained, broken relationships for 400 pages at this point. It's all like falling apart even more than it already was. I'm on chapter 34. If you've read the book, you know. Like, the greatest sacrifice was just done, and like, it's so sad how it happens. It's so sad. It's so sad if I really think about it. I don't want to cry. I'm scared. Let's keep reading. Yo, stop. Oh! Stop. Don't do that to me.
That's it? I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. What? It's over? I thought I had 4 more pages left. Alright, it's been a couple days. I've had time to sit with my thoughts on the one and the only The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Now I've been describing my emotions throughout this whole video, so I'm not going to recap a ton on how I feel because I popped in pretty often explaining the plot twist! What the frick? I don't know if it's even a plot twist or if I just read it wrong the first time or something. Like, I had a completely different outcome in my head, and it was wrong. It was so wrong. There were many times, look, in the second half of the book, when things really start going downhill for Vianne and Isabel, I literally had to close the book and put it down and step away because I couldn't take it. And I don't think I've ever done that with a book. Keep in mind that it's not an easy book to read. Obviously, it's a World War II historical fiction. It's not going to be easy to read. But that being said, the love that radiates off the pages in this book is incredible. I loved Vianne for her strength in being a mother, in constantly looking out for herself because she needs to be there for her children and for other children. Like, she completely blew me away with her efforts in making sure her family is safe. Then we have Isabel, and she longs for this love that she's felt like she's never had. She never felt love. She never felt worthy of being loved by anybody. And it broke my heart for her. And she's really putting herself out there and risking everything, putting everything on the line to ensure that she's fighting against the Germans in this war. I really thought I would cry my eyes out at the end of this book, but it was such a bittersweet ending. It was like this whole 360, like it was a whole circle. I don't even know how to explain it. Just everything came back. It was a really fantastic book, and even though I didn't cry at the end of the book, I did cry at one point in the book. I think a part of me was really intimidated because I was like, big book, 1940s World War II historical fiction set in France. That sounds complex. But no, don't let it intimidate you. If this book is something that intimidates you, or if you look at it on your shelf or you're thinking of picking it up, I highly, highly suggest picking it up. I think I'm going to give it like a 4.25. It was very good, and in times I was truly attached and emotional, and it got me. It got a couple tears out of me. There's nothing wrong with this book. I think a part of it, again, is just the fact that it takes me so long to read books. But yes, thank you for watching this week's video. It's been a long time coming on this video in particular. I've been filming this for I don't even know how long. I'm so grateful for every single one of you that watches my videos. So stay tuned. I have a lot coming. A lot of videos are in the works as we speak. So, thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time on my channel. Bye.